All right, we're in lesson 70 in Algebra 2. We're going to talk about some slightly more advanced abstract equations. So let's just jump right in. We have in 70.1, we're going to solve for b. And here's the equation. X is equal to p times 1 over a plus m over b. Okay? But we want to solve, we want to make it b equals. That's what this means, solve for b. We wanted to say b equals whatever, okay? So sometimes the way you have to do that is to distribute, right? Sometimes it's necessary to use the distributive property in order to solve for another letter. So we're going to do that now. We're going to turn this into a whole number by putting it over 1. And then we're going to multiply. So we have p times 1 and 1 times a plus p over 1 times m times b. Okay, so now we have x is equal to p over a plus m over b. So remember how to get rid of these. We have to multiply with the common denominator all of the terms, right? So all the terms are going to be times ab. So we're going to say ab times x, okay, and then ab times p over a plus ab times m over b. So what happens is the a cancels, and this becomes abx is equal to b times p plus the b cancels, so that's plus a over m, right? So now what we want to do is we want to solve for b. So we need to get all the b's on the same side. So we're going to subtract bp from both sides. So that gives us abx minus bp is equal to am. So now we want to factor out the b's from this side. So we say b times ax minus p. You see how we removed the b from each one of those and just left the others behind? That equals am. So now that we have this times this, we can divide because they're both factors. And we're going to divide by this, ax minus p, on both sides. And what that does is then this cancels out. So the answer is going to be b equals am over ax minus p. And that is how we solved for b. Kind of fun once you get going, but that's what we're doing, okay? All right, so let's try another one. I'm going to clear the page. I'll try to do it in 2 columns this time so it doesn't get so sketchy looking. All right, 70.2, and we are going to find C. And here is the equation. All right, I saved us a little bit of time. This is actually a 1 here, okay? That's a 1. All right, so here's what I would like for you to do. I would like for you to pause the video and see if you can work this on your own. Remember, we're finding C. And then when you have found the answer, press play and we'll go through the problem together just to make sure that you've got all the steps correct. All right. All right, I'm going to assume that you pressed pause and that you solved the problem, and now we're going to go through the answer. So the first thing we're going to do is distribute. Okay, so we're going to multiply times both of these. We put this over 1, make it a whole number. So xp is equal to m times b is going to be mb. 1 times this is going to be 1 plus c. plus m times a is ma, and 1 times p is p. All right. Now, to get rid of these, the fractional form, we are going to multiply by the common denominator. And the common denominator is p times 1 plus c. Okay? So we're going to multiply everything times that. So xp times p times 1 plus c. Okay, that's going to end up being xp squared times 1 plus c, which ends up being xp squared plus xp squared c. All right, so that's the first step. Now we're going to do the second step. So p times 1 plus c times mb over 1 plus c. That cancels, so we are left with p times m times b. Plus, now we have p times 1 plus c times ma over p. P cancels, and we're left with ma times 1 plus c. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this distribution. So that is going to be ma times 1 is going to be ma. All right. ma times 1 is ma. ma times c, that's going to be plus mac. All right. So now what we want to do is get all the c terms on one side. So we're going to subtract xp squared from this side. So we're going to subtract xp squared from this side. And we're going to subtract mac from this side. And we're going to subtract mac from this side. This cancels. This cancels. So we're left with xp squared c minus mac equals pmb plus ma minus xp squared. Oh my goodness. So that's kind of a mouthful. That's kind of a lot. So we are going to, let me see. All right, yeah, I'm on the right track. So now we're going to take c out of here. We're going to say c times xp squared minus ma equals all of this Now we divide both sides by xp squared minus ma. This cancels, so now we have solved for the value. This is the value of c right here, because c is equal to this. All right, MPB or PMB plus MA minus XP squared divided by XP squared minus MA. All right, that is the answer. So if you got that, very good, very good. All right, if you didn't get that, then go back through and watch the video and see how we got there. And that's all we have for lesson 70, and I'll see you guys in lesson 71.